Hello students, here is the lesson for grammar on Adverbs, page 130. I had tried to do this on the smartboard and it was just really acting strange, so I'm just going to quit messing around with that and hold this while I write the answers on this sheet. So it's not the most ideal situation, but it's going to work tonight. All right, we need to review adverbs a little bit first of all. So on this page, it's kind of what we're doing here is just reviewing. But an adverb it answers four questions that tell us how, when, where, or to what extent something is happening, okay? Now, the to what extent many times can be words that mean like to or very. And sometimes the actual question, you could argue a couple of different questions being answered. I don't think that's necessarily the most important thing. I just really want us to get to where we can identify those and tell what they are modifying. So let's do the first couple together. We'll do 1 and 2 together and 6 and 7 together on the next section. Then I'll pause the video or show you a spot to pause. I want you to go and finish the rest of the work and then come back and watch the remaining part of the video and correct yours as you go along, okay? So let's look at number 1. Well, first the directions tell us to put brackets around the adverb and then tell us what question it is answering. Is it telling us how, when, where, or to what extent? Number 1, before the storm, the sky was unusually dark. The adverb in this sentence is unusually. We have that ly ending, which can really help us identify, but that is not 100%, so don't always rely on that. But we want words that are telling us how something happened. Let me write it up here. Adverbs modify other adverbs, verbs, or adjectives. Okay, and then a little backwards there with that, but so before the storm, the sky was unusually dark. Now you ask yourself, what question? That's what we got to put in the blank. What question is being answered here? You could say it's telling us how dark it is. It's unusually dark. But this is really one of those that is telling us to what extent. To what extent is it dark? It's unusually dark. Number 2, the wind picked up and began to blow violently. Violently is the adverb. Again, we have an ly one, not 100% of the time, but that does help us sometimes. Now, what question is this answering? This is actually telling us how the wind was blowing. So it's violently. How was it blowing? Violently. All right, I'll let you do 3 through 5 at this after a second here. I'm going to go down to part B, putting brackets around the adverb, and then on the line write the word that it modifies. Number 6, neighbors hurriedly filled the storm shelter. Hurriedly is our adverb. Now, what is this telling us? It's telling us how they filled the storm shelter. So this is modifying the verb filled, and it's telling us how it happened. Number 7, rain fell heavily for the next hour. We have heavily. It's telling us how the rain fell. So it's modifying fell. Okay, notice something here. We can have the adverb in front of the word it modifies. It can be behind the word that it modifies, and you will see later on that it can be like quite a distance away from the word that it modifies. Okay, this is where you'll pause your video and finish the page and then come back and watch the corrections. All right, let's correct what we have left here. Number 3, the weather sirens indicated people should take cover immediately. Immediately is the adverb in this sentence, and it is telling us when. When should they take cover? Immediately. Number 4, lightning began to flash and extremely loud thunder startled everyone. Extremely is the adverb, and we could say it's telling us how loud, or, well, so we could do how. Or you could probably say to what extent is it loud, extremely loud. So either one. Number 5. The weather report indicated the storm was getting closer to our county. Oh, no ly words in this one, but closer is the adverb, and it's telling us where. Number 8. The crowd listened to the radio intently. Intently tells us how they listened. So here's an example. You don't have to do these arrows, but I'm just showing you. It's an example of how far away that adverb can be from the word that it modifies. Number 9, they were relieved to learn the storm warning would expire shortly. Shortly is the adverb, and it's telling us when. Whoops, it's not what it's asking us to do. When it would expire. And number 10, once the weather cleared, everyone returned eagerly. That is telling us how they returned. All right, hopefully that helped you review your adverbs.